Hi, I'm Michael, the Team Leader for Sustainability at the City of Launceston, and we're here today at the Launceston Waste Centre to have a look at the brand new landfill cell that's just been developed. Let's take a closer look. Okay, so here we are now standing at the very bottom of the new landfill cell. So what is a landfill cell? Well, you know, we've got our rubbish bins that are all at home and we need somewhere to put this material that we can't either recover or recycle, and this is where it ends up, in a landfill cell. But a landfill cell is not a big hole in the ground, okay? A landfill cell is a fully engineered system that is done in such a way that we capture all the water that percolates through it, okay? And that water is called leachate. That's the stuff that we have to capture and not let out into our natural environment. So what we have in a landfill cell, as you can see, it's massive for a start, and it's a huge piece of infrastructure. I mean, it's taken around 12 months to build this. But at the very bottom of it, we have what is called a HDPE, high density polyethylene liner. And this is the first use of its kind in Tasmania, actually, under this application. And essentially, that doesn't allow water or anything to penetrate it. And that's what we need. So under all this, that's what you can see. And there's other layers, geosynthetic layers as well. And essentially the idea is you've got to capture everything, don't let anything out. So along with the leachate capture that we have here, also at the Launceston Waste Centre in the other landfills, and indeed this one will be integrated into it, we have a methane gas capture system. So that's landfill gas to energy. And what that means and why that's a benefit to us is that we're able to mitigate or limit the amount of carbon dioxide equivalents or methane getting into our atmosphere. Now, what we have is the methane goes through a massive CAT engine. Essentially that uses the methane as a fuel source. It turns alternator and makes energy. It powers around 2,000 homes in Launceston, but the real benefit is that it probably mitigates around half of our CO2 gases hitting the atmosphere. All right, so what we're looking at here with our new landfill is it has a volume or a space that we're going to fill up. Now that space is around 700,000 cubic metres. And what that equates to roughly is just under 3 million of the curbside bins that we have at home. And so each year at the Launceston Waste Centre, we accept around 80,000 to 100,000 tonnes of material that is actually landfill. But as an organisation, what we're trying to do is actually keep material away from landfills. There's many reasons for that. Firstly, it's very expensive to actually set one up, design it and have it delivered. Secondly, operationally, it's very, very expensive. And thirdly, and probably maybe more importantly, there's huge emissions to our atmosphere from landfills, and that's just the organic material rotting, creating methane, which is a very harmful greenhouse gas. So while landfilling is still a necessary step in our waste management for the City of Launceston, we're looking to the future and trying to keep as much material out of these landfills as possible. So we want to divert material away from landfills. Now we have a number of programs that were already established and more that are coming into the future. Now the ones that we can talk about straight away is our FOGO, so that's our Food and Garden Organics waste collection service, and our organics processing facility, which is over there. Now this is a really great way to divert material away from our landfills, so it keeps the operational costs down, but also, more importantly, we're limiting our greenhouse gases quite significantly by not having that methane being produced in our landfills. Other programs that we have are our curbside recycling, so around 6,000 tonne of material is diverted away from landfill through our curbside recycling, so that's another way that people can help to divert material away from our landfills. We also have our recycling centre here at the Launceston Waste Centre, where you can do all your recycling for free, so that's keeping it out of the ground as well. We have Uptippity, which is the resale shop where materials that were going to be thrown out are actually recovered and resold. Into the future, we're looking at things like construction and demolition facilities, which is going to give us a chance to be able to intercept material away from transfer stations and away from the waste, and actually have that reused as well. So in the future, there'll be many new technologies that we'll be adopting so that we can try to make these landfills last as long as possible.